Blessings and greetings and blessings. We're live because we're marrying to stay alive in this most existential of moments with the intent of being configured toward Chaim, toward Chesed, instructions of kindness, toward Rachmim, instructions of mercies. This brief presentation is dedicated to the elevation of the soul. I'm one of the most influential individuals in my life. In the 9 years that I knew him, Harav Chaim Nata David Ben Nachman Dov Alav Shalom, tonight being the 24th anniversary of his ascension to the next level of life, otherwise known as a Yartzeit in Yiddish, or Yom Zikaron, Day of Remembrance. Also, I want to dedicate this brief presentation to my dear mother-in-law, Rivka Fortuna Bas Daniel Aliyah Shalom, on the 6th of Tishrei at the beginning of this year, and Le'ilah Nishmas Abochra Tamim Eliyahu Ben Menachem Mendel Hashem Yikam Domo. So I'd like to talk to you about a teaching which is the beginning of a seminal work by the 6th Lubavitcher Chabad Rebbe, Rabbi Yosef Yitzhak Shtin, who lived from 1880 until he went to the next level of life in 1950. About generating vessels of love. And there's basically 4 general vessels, and we'll go through them tersely and hopefully with some sort of impetus for you to learn more about these matters, encouragement, arousal. The first is the extension of Shalom Aleichem to another person. Now, most people understand Shalom means peace. It could also mean goodbye. It could also mean hello. And the Rebbe Rayatz, Frierdiker Rebbe as he was known, lamented over the fact that when some people extend out their Shalom Aleichem to others, they're encouraging, oh, hi, how you doing? See you later. Meaning, okay, we've met, we've exchanged niceties, be on your way. Not a very nice way to greet one and the other. But then he mentioned that there was once upon a time an authentic Shalom Aleichem from a warm human being within the Jewish culture in Russia and Eastern Europe, Western Europe, where it was an actual expression of love between one another. And I just want to mention parenthetically that Shalom is one of the attributes of Creator. It is the gathering together of opposites, by those two opposites realizing there's something above them that can bring them together in a level of unity that out of their own accord they cannot achieve. The next level, vessel for love, is greeting someone and shaking their hand, which is self-understood. It's really a latter-day custom, as I was told by someone that this was something which took place in Europe because, I guess in the Middle Ages, people used to have daggers in their cloaks, and in order that a person wouldn't just reach out and take the dagger and do some sort of skullduggery to the other person, they would shake hands. The next level is, so a shaking of hand is an expression of love one to the other. The next level is good friends who haven't seen each other, or friends who just see each other and just their love is so great that they kiss each other on the cheek, they give each other a hug, and then they tell them what is going on in their lives. Nothing Pollyannish, just spilling their kishkas, as we say, putting it all on the table. And this is a way of empowering one and the other. The 4th level is a friend can look at a friend and just give a stare. Of course, it's a stare of love, a brotherly type of love extended through the thought process, because the Rebbe Rayas, the Frierdiker Rebbe, mentions in the very first page of his seminal work, Likutei Diborim, literally a gleaning of talks, that he delivered at various settings in Russia, Eastern Europe, and America. The glance is the vessel of eliciting love one to the other. And machashava moelas, there is a potency of the thought that no matter how far two friends are, their thoughts are going to reach each other. So you have a good friend, blessed souls, and one end of at the other end of the earth in Australia, if you're say in America, if you're in England for a friend who's in Scotland, or if you're in Alaska and you have a friend who's in Argentina, to think of them is also a way of extending and creating vessels of love between you, to the point where one can feel the other. I mean, I'm sure most of us, if not all of us, who are listening to these few minutes that I'm sharing these ideas, insights, taken from Pnimis Torah, the inner dimension of Torah, have had more than one instance, if not many, where you've thought of a friend, a loved one, a spouse, a child, a parent, a grandparent, aunt, an uncle, cousin. And the next moment or so, the phone is ringing, the cell phone is ringing, you're getting a text. Hey, how you doing? I was just thinking about you. Question is, who was thinking about each other first? Was it you or your loved one, your friend, or your relative? The Rebbe Ratz wants to know, there is no distance that can separate one human being from another, because of the power of thought. And I will humbly suggest, which he doesn't mention in that teaching, because our thoughts are ultimately supercharged by our divine image. Our divine image settles down on the revealed conscious level is our human intellect. But beyond our human intellect, the divine image is a matter unto itself, as is configured to our etzem neshama, our soul essence, which is bound up in the essence of the Holy One, blessed be He who spoke, and the world came to be. So there are basically four levels of making vessels for love between ourselves and others and others and ourselves. And therefore, I humbly suggest no moment has to be idle in our waking moments, even when we're engaged in mundanities. You know, pulling on our pants, eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, going for a walk, on our lunch break, spending time cleaning the car, whatever we're doing, we can dedicate it to having thoughts, generating those vessels of love. May we be meritorious to generate those vessels of love through the Shalom Aleichem, wishing the attribute of the Almighty Creator, one of the attributes, one of many attributes, the attribute of peace, to be bestowed upon another, to shake each other hands warmly with sincerity, to hug and kiss each other with a sincerity, and to think about each other sincerely. Think about what you can set in motion by your thoughts, and you'll feel good about it as well. It might seem to be an arduous toil, and you don't see the results immediately, but in the end, those who sow reap. May we all be blessed as we approach this new week. I hope everyone had a wonderful Sunday. That we go from strength to strength in exploring ideas like this from the Pnimis Torah, in a way of ahava chad, one love, gorel echad, one destiny of all of us, but darchi nom darki shalom, in a pleasant, peaceful way. And I'll remind everyone, I'll remind myself first before any one of you who happen to be watching this live or see the archive version. I've got to be good. You've got to be good. We've all got to be good. Because at Teva Tov Lahetiv, it's the nature of the good to do good. The Creator waits ever so patiently for us to activate this good. Let's activate these four levels of love. Pleasant, peaceful way to pave the way for universal redemption, which, like the snow on the street, the attributes of hatred, jealousy, and competition, unnecessary competition, will be shoveled away by the bulldozers of redemption. Take care, everyone.